Well, it's don't really need the light there. It's Friday 07:54 17 seconds. I'll go with the Booker picking nose. Friday's 07:55 03 seconds, year 2025, 5th month, May 16th day. And brothers in an ain't coming back trade. Supposedly. Go to the screen. This is the wrong. Brother's pressing white buttons. He's got zoom as a white button, photograph as a white button, and the mouse remote control is a white button. There's the tap feature. Go to the home screen. Okay, this is the US dollar yen on the 1 hour chart. Oh shit. Was his brother looking at the wrong one? Brother might have been looking at the wrong one. Oh fuck. Huh. He saw an ain't coming back trade, but he got in it anyway. Here it is. It's at 99. There's 2 lots on the trade. It's still going. There it is. There's the profit so far. There's the trade. Getting past all this anxiety and nervousness and just resting like a Scott Schubert monk. that brother rests like all hell when he's in the trade, man. He's totally at fucking ease. He's an inspiration in that area. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's the US dollar. There it is. It's on the daily chart. There's the ain't coming back. There it is. Get the arrow. Alright. Fucking palms are sweaty. Fingertips are sweaty. I gotta swipe on the screen. Okay, here's the 1, 2, 3 black bars. That's 3 days. A 3-day pullback. And then this looks like a wave 4. 4. And then a 5 is going to be somewhere up in here probably. That's the target. Here would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hopefully. But anyway, this is the white line on this right here, and then the arrow, the white line right there. All this in between these 2 lines here is last month. And the blue line is the high of the month. And the yellow line is the low of the month. Is the month low. Month high, month low. So, and then this is the end of the month, is the month end right here on this candle. And it pulled back and it shot and it broke the low, or broke the previous month's high, but more importantly, it broke the previous month's high and closed. This one closed above last month's high too. Because there's last month's high, there's a little wick right there. See if this can go bigger. Yeah. And so it pulled back. And then this month here, this bar here is the first green day for the month. And actually, the peak formation is the first green day here. And then there's the next day is also a green day. But this would be like a first green day for the month. But it's not the end of the month yet. Being the end of the month, this would be the first green day bar for the end of the month. And that's saying that this is reversing now, supposedly. And so if that's it, then here's the pullback. And then it started continuing. So this here is the month beginning. This bar is the month beginning. It broke. It broke the beginning of the month. It broke the high. Broke out and reversed. Markets bring three things: breakout reversal, or breakout trend, or sideways consolidation. This one broke out and reversed. Reversed for 3 days, which is another ain't coming back pullback. See that? 3 bars, 1, 2, 3. It's a counter trend because this is the new trend, the reversal from the monthly high coming down. It's like a wave 1 or wave 1, or this is a wave 1. This is a wave 2. This is a wave 3. This is a wave 4. And then going up for a wave 5, probably up to the high of the month again. It can be looked at that way. Not saying that it is. It could be looked at that way. So here's a 3-bar reversal counter trend. 3 days. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3-day move. And that's a setup. 3 day shorts. 1, 2, 3. And the next day, look for the entry. Set it up in the timing window in the session to be traded. So it broke, and this broke the previous, the month's first bar right here, because this next black bar broke and reversed, but when it started coming back up, this bar, white bar, broke and closed, and that right there is called a close and breakout. Closed and breakout. It closed above this first bar here in breakout, and it closed above the month's first bar, closed and breakout. So then that's the setup, close and breakup. So we look for the next day for the entry. Usually a close and breakout, the next day is going to be a pullback, and then look for the entry in the session timing, enter the market. So it started going up on this day, and then this one totally closed and breakout, and then it had another 3-day counter trend. 3-day counter trend. And here's a 3-day counter trend. These are called ain't coming back trades, which is the trade shall be held all the way till closing. So here's another one. 1, 2, 3. So the brother saw it. It got into the trade this around 7:20 Pacific Standard Time, 07:20 military time, 07:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Friday. So the brother got into the trade. And this is the brother's first real authentic classical charting trade. So now go back to the 1 hour and see how where the trade is at. So this is the MT5 platform. This here is the demo account. But the brother put trades in also on the demo account because the brother likes to use the MT5 platform to monitor the charts because it has more functions, more charting functions than MT4. So although this is the MT4 chart right here. The reason the brother knows is because there's no verbiage underneath the currency symbol at the top left up here where the arrow's pointing. So this is the actual trades. But going to the MT4, or the MT5 platform, this one's got a red arrow. There's a Algo Plus. Someone sent an email and the brother just started learning to use the Discord. So he just went ahead and got a bunch of Discords from YouTube. People sent emails. So this is MT5, and notice under the MT5, the currency is spelled out, or the currencies are spelled out underneath the currency abbreviated symbol. And the entry lines for entering trades are blue, and the stop loss is green for MT5. And then delete these arrows, and then go to the cash window. Press on the button, the on-screen remote control button, and hold it for a second, and up comes the Discord notifications, as well as the notifications from everyone else, such as Telegram, brother would have to figure out who that is. Here's Pips for Profit telegram. But anyway, just hold the remote control, this white button moving around. You can set it up to just tap on it, hold it for a second. Now the brother is nice and relaxed because he's quite familiar now learning the classical charting patterns. And when they get into an ACB, ain't coming back trade, just sit pretty. There ain't no more nervousness no more. Although there was nervousness first getting into the trade and then monitoring the trade, but after then the brother realized, oh, this is an ain't coming back trade. Although the brother saw that at first in order to get into the trade, because that's the setup. That was the setup, 3-day setup. Okay, so now, whoops, there it is. Well, let's get out of this. Now I'll just tap it once. Got to get the bearing though. Got to get the bearing with all the, so there's the trades. Got to get the bearing and maintain the bearing while all the nervousness starts to overwhelm the body. That's all these thoughts that start happening. So those are profitable. This is the demo account. 1 cent trades. And the brother set the stop losses and take profits. Stop loss at 145. Take profit at 148.7. So that's basically a 320 pip trade here. Looking at a projected range. And then rotate the screen back left. And go to the hour. As soon as the trade gets to here, the higher high, as soon as it breaks that close and a break, then the brother will go to break even on the trades. But it looks like it's having a pullback, and that's not a good sign, but it is. That's just everything. So go back. All right. So the brother's thinking to himself, does he want to just get a profit here, or does he want to just let the trade continue to play out? Looking at the minute, the 5 minute. That's not looking good right there. But it's got a pin bar too. Like I say, there's no free lunch in the trading. This isn't a big opportunity, ain't coming back ACB opportunity. Although it's kind of medium because there was red news and the dollar red news was bad. So that doesn't help the dollar much because it is going up, which is the dollar direction. But there wasn't no news last night. There wasn't a big move last night. Everything just stayed still last night. So that's a good thing. That's saying that it could move here Friday this morning. But it might just all of a sudden the bankers might just put it in torch mode and just all of a sudden just jump real quick. So, or it might just be a nice steady, slow climb. But looking at everything that it has to overcome, all this right here is a slow grind down. Slow grind, a corrective grind. And so this is looking to be in an impulsive move that'll quickly quickly take everybody's money that they place their bets on going down. So this is an impulsive bar. So that's a wonderful sign. Came down, had a double bottom, and then a break of the previous high, then a pullback, and then a engulfment. It's easier to see on the 15-minute. Another Discord notification. Need to change color on that so it stands out. The brother is using the touch screen now. That's the only way to use this phone to have screen record going. It has to be in, can't hook it up to the television. So there's no remote control. So here's the 3 days coming down. I don't know. It'd be more like this. These white lines here, one there and one there, that's a day. So here's the top. This is day 1 coming down. Day 2 coming down. Day 3 coming down. And then a break of the low and a pullback. And here's a Batman pattern, also known as a reverse cat head, as Scott Schubert calls it, a cat head. Brother learned that from Scott Schubert. Stacy Burt calls it a Batman pattern. But zero in and on the trade entry here. Zeroing on the trade entry. And so we had a break of the low a day break. We're at a low. Everything's either at a low or a high in order to get into a market. And anything in between is the matrix. So here, the red line is low a day. The green line is high a day. The orange line is the high of last week. The purple line is the low, is this week's low. This is last week low. Instead of saying of, say it differently. Last week low, instead of saying low of the month. City of, the state of, the county of, place of with love. Artificial jurisdiction through doctor hospitals and hospital doctors and all that stuff. This is the monthly low or weekly low. This is weekly low. It's the low. It's the weekly low with this week. Weekly low with this week. So there we say price is getting another white bar. It's just having a small retracement. And the daytime is 8:18. So the brother has been in the trade for 1 hour now, as he got in the trade at 7:20 or 7:18, 07:18. So once again, brother's going to go over the criteria for the trade entry, because the setup happened, which is the 3-day shorts. You get this arrow here where the brother could see it. So it came down, a break of the low. It came down into the, well, the reason why the purple line is here is because of that low. But it broke above the low a day. That's the main thing. And it's at numbers. Look at the numbers over here. It came down to zeros. 144.95. Just call it 145 zeros, which isn't the best entry, which is probably why it's going slow. Could be the reason it's going slow. But this is the stop hunt right here. It's not a true stop hunt fashion because there's not a real good quick 15-minute engulfment bar. So this is kind of a cheesy one, but it seems to be playing out, so it's wonderful. Okay, this white line is the close, yesterday's close. It needs to be, yesterday's close is way up here. There it is, yesterday's close. And that's the entry, that's the recommended entry spot. Paul Tudor Jones. Think of the entry point as previous day's close, yesterday's close, previous day, yesterday. So here it broke down, came back up, made a higher high. Then it had a pull back. And so the next move is to look for a break with a higher high. This high right here, it broke. It broke. Now we're looking for a pullback with an engulfment. And here it is. There's the pullback, and it engulfed this little black bar. That's a bit of a small pin hammer. It's a tiny little pin hammer. There's really no engulfment here like the brother was saying. But the brother has traded enough of these trades to start to feel comfortable with some of the uncertain variations that can still play out. But the main thing is here, it broke again, and then it had a pullback, and this engulfment bar right there. Once it did that engulfment bar, Discord notification, there's a little universal sign. Once it did this bar, the brother thought, wonderful. But then he waited a couple more minutes, and there was a big engulfment right here. Big engulfment. And that's when the brother said, all right. And he waited a little bit because he was getting nervous, and he put the trades in around in here. Like I said, this is the demo account. So on the actual account, it'll show exactly where the trades are at. So go to the living account, MT4. So brother drop. So the first thing is to look at the daily charts and see if there's a setup. And there it is. There's the 3-day setup. But examining the 3-day setup in relation with the month and the previous month, seeing how price came down and it started a trend going up. And the brother didn't really notice these 3-day pullback here. That's a 3-day setup. He noticed that one. But he did notice it as soon as he started this video. So go to the daily chart so that you can see what happened all during the last month and everything going on with this month. All the close and breakouts, all the false reversals, all the break and trend continuations. Markets bring three things only: breakout trend, breakout reverse, breakout reverse and go sideways. Breakout and consolidate, or reverse and consolidate. Man, there could be four things now. So the brother saw the entry, 3 days setup. And so once the setup is there, then drop down to the 15-minute, 5-minute, and the 1 minute for an entry. So the brother dropped down to the get rid of that. Get a new arrow. Brother dropped down to the 15-minute. And he saw the cat head and the Batman and the higher high right here, and it was broke. The brother said, "Oh, the higher high has been broke. Ah, good. Look for a pullback and an engulfment. When a higher high is broke, this is the higher high. Once that higher high is broke, close and breakout. Look for a pullback, because those are the trading principles. Whenever there's a close and a breakout, whether it's on the daily, the 15, the 5-minute, the 1 minute, the monthly, the weekly, look for a pullback and an engulfment. Pull back and then an engulfment, and then enter the trade." And it have to repeat that one over and over to get it down, because that new habit ain't going to be remembered overnight. Bring in some equal dame, though. Too much thought over body. Too much good night. Need some equal dame. More girl. More yin. More yin with the yang, to help the yang to... Anyway, now drop down to the 5-minute, lower time frame. Here's the same thing on the 5-minute. Here's the lower low, or the higher high. It came back down. Broke the high, close, and breakout. Look for the pullback and then an engulfment. And on the engulfment, enter and put the stop loss below the engulfment. Look for a pin bar too. So the brother saw it. It broke out again, closed and break out again right here, because this is the new higher high. Closed and break out, and it pulled back. It closed and break out and pulled back. And when this engulfment right here, that's when the brother's eyes opened up and he said, "Ah," because it's a quick move. Boom. Especially on the 1 minute chart. Shall look at the 1 minute here shortly. And here would be a pin hammer right here. Got a pin. The pin is a stop hunt. That's a small tiny little stop hunt. So now drop down to the 1 minute chart. Once again, here's the cat head, or the Batman pattern. Came down below the the day low. Day low. The red line is the day low. Came down, made a low. Came up. Came down, made another low. And so now there's a higher high. Or that's the high that's looking to be broke. And so here it came, and it closed and breakout up here on 1 minute chart. So look for a pullback and an engulfment, and enter the trade to get a more profitable fill. One can drop down to the 1 minute chart to get a more profitable fill, to get in earlier than a 5 minute, because everything's fractal. It's the same patterns. But the brother got in over here, and he saw when he dropped down to the 1 minute, he saw the pullback, and then he saw the engulfment, and he waited. He waited to see if it was going to keep going. And sure enough, when it kept going, that's when the brother said, all right, now the brother's going to get into the market now. He's feeling more secure. Otherwise, if the brother was more experienced, would have got in, put the trades in right here, and put the low below this pin hammer right here. Would have put the low below the pin hammer right here. But he decided to get in. He got in with a 1 cent trade. He saw that it was going. It pulled back. And the brother waited for it to pull back. And here's another small engulfment. That's when the brother put in another trade, which is a 2 cent trade. So there's a 1 cent and a 2 cent trade. And as soon as this engulfment happened, it went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Came down a little bit more, bounced back up, and then just kept going. And going and going. Then the brother felt more comfortable, more comfortable, more comfortable, more comfortable. So now it's going through a small coil right here, a stall going through a coil, enticing traders to get into the market right here on the 1 minute chart. And so go back to the 15 minute, and there it is. There's that coil again. So like the brother's saying, this is the brother's first real excellent classical charting trade right here. After many attempts, many failures, and some profits too. But this particular trade is called an ACB on a Friday, on a 3-day short, 3-day short setup. Supposedly it ain't coming back. But like I said, the numbers weren't exactly. The timing window is fairly wonderful at the 7 o'clock hour, which is 10 o'clock New York. And Stacy Burke has a saying. He says, and sells T-shirts, has T-shirts to obtain. He says they say 10 o'clock club on them. So one could watch Stacy Burke videos to get up to par on classical training. And a former chiropractor and a former Hawaiian Ironman, 2-time Ironman champion. That's marathon with Navy SEAL stuff going on to win that race. Ironman. So, former chiropractor too. And the brother, Stacy Burke, the brother has been through the mill. Blown up accounts left and right, did everything fucking wrong there could be. And when this brother is listened to with the teaching, it is hard as shit to get a bearing on. But once the bearing starts to get in there and it starts growing and growing and growing, then one realizes this fucker knows this fucker knows from experience. This fucker knows something. And calling him a fucker ain't a bad thing. That's a compliment, using the word fucker that way. This fucker knows knows something. He knows some shit. That might be considered a curse word, but in context, that word is being used. That wonderful word is being used with with excellent vibration. That is a pure, straight up compliment. So, and this brother has traded with Scott Schubert too, and that brother knows some shit too. But he trades Elliott Wave. He's an Elliott Wave master, and he's a calm guru master. Although he has his ups, he has his anxiety hang-ups too. But for the most part, this brother experienced fucking being in the trade room with fucking Scott Schubert. That fucker would be so fucking mellow and relaxed during some of these fucking trades, and I'd just be sitting here just fucking, just nervous as fuck. Brother's thinking, God, man, that's a fucking calm-ass monk Jesuit right there. But anyway. So yeah. So here's a nice little 1, 2, 3 right here to show how the market moves in threes and then it coils after a 3. Here's a 1, 2, 3 move in a coil. So anyway, so looking at the profits again, go to the there's a 260 and a 184, and it's at $4.44. So seems how now. Rotate the screen again with the touch screen. Go left. Seems how the trade has reached this high right here. This high, right in here, this high. Seeing how it's closed and it's just coiling right there, the brother's thinking, well, you might want to just go ahead and go break even +2 on these trades down here. So, looking over here and seeing this trade got in at 145 around 70, 145.70, and it's sitting here at 96. So that's a 30 pip trade right there so far. This one got in around 80, so that would be that'd be more than a fucking 30 pip trade. This would, 96, 30, 70 to double zeros, and this one's a 20 pip trade. It's got in around 80, and the brother shall confirm that through going to the trading platform. Here's the trading platform that'll show the there we are. One's at 13 pips. That would be the 2,000 units, which is 2-cent trade. It's at 15.7 pips now at $2.14. And 1,000 units, which is 1 penny, at $1.62, is sitting at 23.5 pips. So instead of 30 and 20, it's basically 15 and 25. Just round them off to the numbers. A 15 and a 20. Which isn't very, very high. But the brother's debating. He could just say, well, could go ahead and put a little stop loss on that. But if this coil breaks and it starts coming down, then the brother just might want to just fucking cash the $2 one out and put the well, yeah, go ahead and put the 1 cent at break even plus 2. So rotate the screen to portrait mode. So here's the 1 cent trade. Modify. Whoop, you gotta go and see. It got in the trade at 706, 145.706. Right underneath the white letters for the US JPY. And then it says in blue letters, it says buy 0.01. So we'll modify and put the stop loss at 0.726. That would be plus 2. So press it, hold it. Point 72. Whoops. Let's see, what was it again? 726, yeah. Modify. 123.726. What the fuck is not wanting to fucking give a stop loss? 145.726. What the fuck? 145.726. It's not allowing to put a stop loss right here, so. Just put 7. Nope. It's not allowing to put in a stop loss on this platform, but go back to the chart. It's starting to go up. There's a white bar. This is the looks like that's the 5 minute. Go to the 1 minute. That's what it looks like. Go back to the 5 minute. There. So go to the live trading platform, and because sometimes MT4 just doesn't want to. So here's the penny trade. Modify the penny trade. Put the stop loss at 726. Entered the trade at 706 up here at the top. It says long at 145.706. So now submit. That's 27 pips and 0.1 pips in profit at $1.85. So submit. And this one modifies the trade. There it is. Now, there's the new stop loss. See what it says here. There it is, 145.726. And it looks like it's going up more, so now, let's see here. Switch back to this. And there's the line right there. So turn the camera. Or the red line, so. There's the stop loss plus 2. Because price came up here across the board over here. Across the board, price came up to the high water mark where price is at up here. Just underneath the day high, which is the green line. So traders that got into the market here, around in here, they just got stopped out because the bankers are always going toward where the traders put their trades in to get the money, because nobody gets a free lunch for shit. Now, when it comes up here, they're going to stop these guys out, traders that got into the trade up here. And up here at a crest, they'll stop these guys out that got into the trade. They put their stops at break even up here, and they'll stop these guys out that got into the trade up here. As it continues, its ACB ain't coming back if it continues. But seeing how the trade came to the high water mark right here, the highest high, a peak, came to a peak. That's recommended. That's recommended. That's coming from Stacy Burke. That's his recommendations. He says, go ahead. Said, if wanna, bring the stops to break even. So the other stop loss down here is for the 2-cent trade. I'll get looking 2 arrows. And it's the red line. It's the red line, that's the stop loss. So the brother could bring the red line up above, right up there if he wants. Which he's thinking of putting it there. Might as well, because if this thing breaks. Well, it seems how it's coiling there. It might wait, because nobody gets a free lunch. It might wait for everybody to put their trades in, and then come down and break these guys, take these guys' stop losses, and then come all the way down and get these guys who got into the trade, which would be Russell. Sometimes they bring that. Like I said, this isn't a all-out strong ain't coming back trade because of where the numbers are at. But it's fair. So the brother just kind of going to sit here and watch it. Or if he wants, he could just put the stop losses in and just go out and mow the yard or ride a bicycle or get something to eat. And so, the brother's thinking, what the fuck? Might as well just put a stop loss on it. Fuck it. So that way the brother will at least have some money, and he won't risk the market just slamming down all of a sudden, or brother getting preoccupied and not fucking watch the trade, which won't ever happen. Brother's glued to the screen way too fucking much. So here's the got in this at 785.785, 145.785 on the 2-cent trade. 785, so go 805 is going to be the modification. Modify the stop loss. You see, this one will go. There it is. This one's going 805. And there's the stop loss should be 140. Take profit should be 148.7. So go back to the chart, and there it is. There's the red line going sideways. Now they're both stopped, and price is starting to get back up. But it could just keep coming down and up and down. It could coil there for a while. So that's break even plus 2. His brother learned that from when he first started trading back in 2007, 2008. Brother learned from the teachers back then. Godspeed from Trading University. And there was Gary from Trading University and fucking Mac X. That was the original course, first course the brother got. The first teacher was Mac X Trader. That was when the market fucking big recession crash. So it's kind of neat to see that white bar there. So once again, here's the trades on the live trading platform. One's at $3, 28 pips, and 23 pips, and then this one's at 31 pips. And there's $845.38 in the account. So, and then go back to the application switcher. And there's the demo account. So put the demo accounts at break even. Plus 2. Whoops. Gotta tap it once and rotate the screen. Go to portrait. Tap on the trades. Okay, the top trade's gonna go. It's at 0.725, 0.745. 4.5, modify. And this one's at 8.15, so go to 8. Or 81.5, so go to 83.5. Well, actually, these should be break even plus 3 to get a profit because it's a 3 pip spread on these US dollar, on this yen pair. So, but, oh well. Fuck it. Can get that later, is it? That was, see, it was 8.15, so go to 8.35. Eight, 3.5, modify. And then go back to the screen, rotate it. Rotate left. And then go back to the other application switcher, go back to the other chart. So it can bring the penny trade up one more pip. So it's at 7.06. Stop loss is at 7.26. So go to 73.6. 7.36. There it is. See what it looks like. There it is. Got a smaller gap. Or a wider gap down there. There's a wider gap between the green entry buy. It says buy over here. Buy. 0.01 penny. Which is 1,000 units. There's a wider gap there, and this one's a 2 pip break even plus 2. This one's break even plus 3. So I might as well just go ahead and put break even plus 3 on the 2-cent trade. So it's sitting at 805, so go to 815. 815. Modify. Go back to the chart. Rotate the screen left. And there it is now. Break even plus 3. And this one's entered buy at 0.02 cents, which is 2 cents. And there's the trade number, and there's SL for stop loss, which is the red dotted line. So price is just coiling now. And the time is, whoops, gotta hold it for a second. 8:55, so it's been an hour and a half in the trades. So, now go to the home screen, go to the camera, and then here the brother is. And here's a light. No light. This is a military camera. There's the television, 43-inch flat screen, but it's not hooked up. So just go ahead and shut it off. And here's zoom. Zoom in on the guitars, or on the feet. Here's the feet. Woohoo! And here's friend Boob the cat. Yeah, I snugged. She snugged. Wakens. I've been stretched. It is. Hello, friend. Look out. She's purring. You hear her purr. A little bit. And here's the remote control trackball. Right here. For remote controlling the smartphone and hooking the smartphone up in the other room. So, because the brother's been just radiated. His eyes just fucking shot and radiated from being up close to the smartphone, having it up on the desk across from the... It's way too fucking close. Brother could just feel all the radiation coming off of it. But after a year plus having a smartphone for 3 years like that with a smartphone. But the brother used to have a job, so he'd work 8 hours a day, and on that job schedule. So, but other than that, let's see here. Go back to the home screen. Feel like showing. And here's the Stacy Burke. Stacy Burke. And Stacy puts daily posts. Says not about catching a move. Where is the easy money playbook trading setup on Friday? Think simple about what happens on a Friday. Profit taking. 1. 2. Exiting positions heading into a weekend. Potential reversals. New week. 3. Holding or building. Positions into a weekend. Front side of a potentially trending market. An example, Monday opening gap. 4, staying flat, out of the market. Don't try and catch moves. Focus on rinse and repeat setups or nothing at all, especially on a Friday. The closing range of the week. Friday isn't Tuesday, it isn't Wednesday or Thursday. Friday closes out the week. Today's Free Cash Friday. And there's all the other posts that he throws up the trades, that winning trades, and there's different posts. Just tap on them, they come back on the daily charts and goes over stuff. He's got all kinds of trades and sayings and Soul Train dancers and Kung Fu knockouts for, and Paul Tudor Jones quotes and Shaw Bacher and McGee and all the classic charting quotes and people and pictures, and so just tap on them. But anyway, so that's. But Stacy always says, if you got a system and it's and you like the profits that are being obtained from that system, Stacy says, stay with it. He says, but if you want to learn how to have 90-10 trade setups and to be able to scale into trades for big profits, then he says classical charting is the way to go, because it's founded on the original market fathers. So way back when the markets first started, and Stacy says, the markets still trade the same way. Nothing has changed. Even with AI, it's still the same rinse and repeat patterns. So anyway, so that's that. That's today's trade. And the brother's feeling somewhat confident. Oh, look at that. There was a quick stop hunt. Woo-wee! Look at that. See? A quick stop hunt. Wow. See, that's why sometimes it's best to wait on these slower moving ACBs. Sometimes it's best to wait for the break to be above, to break above. Sometimes it's best just to wait for the trades to close above up here. This target high, peak high. This is called a peak high. This is a peak low down here. Peak high. And this would be the take profit range between the peak high and the peak low. So that would be the target. But like the brother's saying, seeing as how it's a 3-day ain't coming back setup, more than likely it's going to just keep going till close. And who knows, it might just coil here till close all fucking day and then gap up on fucking Monday, come down, fill the gap, and keep going. So, but yeah. So the brother risked going ahead and bring the stop loss just to be able to get some money, because it's been a profitable week. Shit. It's been a profitable week for the brother, trading pennies. Seeing as how this is a stop loss, that's a bit confirmation right here that the market she'll probably more than likely continue to go up. Because they got their money from traders from coiling right here. Traders placing their bets whether it's going to go up or down. So they put their stop losses below the coil for traders going long, and stop loss above the coil for traders that want to go short. And they came down and put heat on these guys that got into the trade, like Russell here. They didn't come all the way down for a complete stop loss at, for the what's called the retest to the breakout at this high. So, but it's been in the trade now for for an hour and 45 minutes. So look at that. That's called this stop hunt's going to turn into a pin hammer. And that's a sign that more there it goes. It's going to turn to a pin hammer and break. And usually on these when it goes like this, a lot of times it's just a quick burst to the next level. So there it is, turned into a pin hammer. So that's cool. Now just scope out get rid of that little arrow. Scope out the profits, rotate the screen to portrait, and then hit the trade. Brothers at $6.27. And then go to the app switcher. And there's even the demo account maintained its. Ooh, that was close. Look how close that stop loss was to the demo account. Woo! And there it goes for the second burst with a pin hammer as the signal and the sign for the stop hunt, and then whoosh, off to the races, supposedly. So go to the home screen to get to the live trading demo account that shows the pips. So the 2 cent trade is at 27.1 pips at $3.64. The 1 penny pip trade, 1 penny trade, which is 1,000 units, is at 34 pips, 34.4 pips at $2.31. So and that should be this video. And toodle-ah, here's all the different fingers again. There's the thumb, there's the finger, there's the middle finger, there's the ring finger, there's the pinky. Brother's having fun with it. There's that way, there's that one, there's that one, there's that one. And there's MS-13 guitar, flamenco style Mexicana guitar, Phrygian mode with the 3-note and sharp 5 notes. Trump guitars and all that shit. So Pam Bondi all over it. Pam Blondie Bondi. Woo! Yes. And the brother's eyes are somewhat bloodshot because he's been fucking working the fucking charts, just fucking laboring the charts. So getting all these levels and lines down. Oh, fucking picture. Hit the wrong button. There it is. So go to the charts. That's the demo account. Yeah. This is where the brother puts all the lines. See all these lines here? All these lines. For all 6 currency pairs, the brother spent like fucking 8 hours figuring out these lines. What colors to put them, how to mark them, where to put them. Got the blue dot is high last month. The yellow dot is low of last month. This right here is a yellow line, which is the low of this month. And this up here is a blue line, which is the high of this month. This is an orange line, a dotted orange line, which is this week's high. Replace that with love. And the dotted purple, which is this week's low. The straight orange is, solid orange is last week's high. Solid, and the solid purple down here is last week's low. Then there's today's high, or yesterday's high, which is here. And the red is yesterday's low. And the white is yesterday's close. And the brother just burnt the fucking candle. Just burnt the crispy crittered the eyes. But it was all done with the remote control mouse while the smartphone was in the other room. And just watching see how the trade's going. Let's see there, they stopped out traders above too, and then they came back down. See that? That's one of their favorite moves, is to stop both sides out and then come back down into the range in the coil. And then just wait for them to put their trades again. They are stop hunt masters. Stop hunt masters. There's a good side to it. It's not all a bad thing. So here's the little word. All right, so later. So this is screen record, so the brother has to go to the home screen. There's the red bar on the side. Here's Telegram. There's Russell's Telegram. Look at that. Russell has some wonderful things on here. He finally figured out how to use Telegram. Finally figured out how to use Telegram. Well, he still has to figure out how to share so that he's not under anyone's jurisdiction or bugging people, because that's the only way the brother could put comments on this thing, was just to put them under someone else's channel as though it was a conversation. And the brother felt frustrated and didn't like that at all. Anyway, so that's that. That's the Russell channel. See, there's Russell. Administrators, and it's got all the different pictures and videos that go on the channel. That would be media, and then links. All the different videos that the brother put up, posted on the channel. Cry of the Gypsy, Walter Egnan, Magnet Steel, Russell videos, and this and that. So that's that. So go back to the home page, to the camera, and see the trade once more. Whoops. App switcher. Go to the trades. There's that. platform. That's the demo account. And then there's the live account. There it is at 489. Rotate left. Got to go right and then left sometimes. And there it is. So the brother shall put this smartphone back in the living room and hook it up to the flat screen here in the bedroom. There's the flat screen. Turn it on and get it ready. All right. Shadow work, shadow labors to get used to all things. Become like a pope and speak all the different languages unashamedly. Remember, Trump is according to someone that put a YouTube video up, Trump is a lineage, the Germanic Viking lineage. And in Germany, the musical number, note, la, or 6, or la, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 6 in Germany, when the Pope goes and visits, he's happy with a smile on his face because he gets to say sex. Because in German, the American English word 6 is sex. Get down with the clown with the yin and yang energy. The boy and the girl energy. Come forth with a child atmosphere. So, let that inner child out. So now go back to the home screen and home screen. And then the sidebar is red, press that and then press stop.